deal. Every hit record has this. It surprises you. It never keeps the melodies too basic. It never keeps the pattern structures too basic. It always shifts and puts things into places to surprise you, to pique your interest, and to get you to the point where you're like, I can't get too used to it. All right. You don't want to get too bored. You want to be surprised. And we like surprise. When we watch a great movie, we're looking for the surprises. We're looking for like the areas of intrigue. And this is what he does with this section. It seems very unassuming, but it is super important to the structure of the song and to the experience of the listener as they listen from top to bottom. What is up, guys? Chris Belmont here, back at it again with another SongMath breakdown video for you. Those of you guys that do not know who I am a music producer, a vocal producer, as well as a vocal coach, and an artist development coach overall. I just love creative people, and I love developing creative people, and I love creating with creative people. Okay, so this is who I am. This is why I love music. I'm a music lover just like you, and I'm sure you clicked on this video because you're interested either in this song or you're interested in what SongMath is. Listen, I'm trying to like quail my excitement for doing this song. This is one of my all-time favorite records by one of my all-time most favorite artists, Michael Jackson's Human Nature. Most of you guys know this record. I don't have to really explain what this record's about. I don't have to talk too deeply about it. This is one of the greatest records of all time, performed by one of the greatest pop stars, if not the greatest pop star of all time, Michael Jackson. Listen, when I was growing up, there was a picture in the basement of my house of Michael Jackson. It wasn't a picture of anybody else other than family members. He was the only non-family member in my house on the wall. Okay, so Michael Jackson was beloved in my household. This song is incredible. We're gonna break this song down. One of the things about this song that I discovered is that this song is extremely simple. The math of this song is almost at a second grade pattern level. I mean, if I were to grade these patterns are extremely simple. And when it comes to simple patterns, those are the hardest patterns to do and to nail. Having the concept of the song nailed, having the pacing of the song nailed, as well as the melodies. These patterns are incredible. An interesting thing when I was doing some research before this video that I noticed about this song, and I just want to take you guys through it real quick. Now, let's get into a little bit of the background of this song. I mean, here, obviously, Human Nature was off the Thriller album. You guys know that already. It was actually written by a guy named Steve Porcaro. And it's a cool story down here. I'm going to read it real quick. The first version of Human Nature was written and composed by Steve Porcaro of Toto. All right. I don't know if you guys remember Toto. I believe he had a song called Africa. He was a band member in the group Toto. Incredible group, legendary group. His first grade daughter came home crying, right? After a boy pushed her off the slide. He blurted out 3 reasons for the incident to comfort her. The boy liked her. I have 4 daughters, so trust me, I've been here. The boy liked her, and people can be strange, and it's human nature. He recorded a rough demo of the song in the studio while the Toto song Africa was being mixed. All right, this is incredible. For the single release in October of 1982, fellow Toto keyboardist Dave Pitch added some synthesizer strings on the top of the demo originally, and the song was offered to Toto, but they passed on it. Incredible. As it preferred a stadium rock-oriented material. So sometimes as an artist, man, you can't get too blind about where you are as an artist. If a record is good, do the record, all right? But, you know, listen, history is what it is. We don't know if Toto did the record, if it would have been. I think this song would have still been great no matter who sang it, because this song sings itself. This is an incredible record. And I thought it was an interesting little tidbit and little story behind how this song came about and why this song was written the way it was. I guess it's just human nature, you know. Some boys liked his little girl and was, you know, being aggressive and pushing, and it ended up being a song out of it. One of the greatest songs of all time. All right. Produced by Quincy Jones, one of my favorite top 2 producers of all time. Shout out to Quincy Jones. So yeah, man. But before we get into this song, let's talk about the principles of what SongMath actually is. All right, what is SongMath? SongMath is a method that breaks down songs into structured patterns like lyrics, melody, and rhythm using labeled sequences, A, B, or C. to reveal why certain songs feel catchy and emotionally impactful. It helps songwriters and producers recognize repeatable formulas in hit songs, making it easier to create music that resonates with listeners, okay? Here's how we break down the lines and classify them. 3 principles to follow. If a line has 2 out of these 3 principles, then it's recognized as the same type of line. The cadence, or the flow, or the rhythm, however you want to call it, the melody, and the lyrics, all right? If 2 out of 3 of those are the same, then they can be classified as an A, a B, or a C, okay? So this is how we classify every line, and this is why we'll call certain lines the same and certain lines different, okay? It has to have 2 out of the 3 principles. Let's get into the song math of Human Nature, guys. This is an incredible song. It's extremely simple, and it's a really easy song to break down. And I'm incredibly excited to get through it with you. Looking out, still not time. It's as sweet as I. All right. All right, we'll stop right there. So going back over it, just full disclosure, guys, I had to move the camera around a little bit. So I already did the math for these first 2 sections. Looking out across the nighttime, the city wings a sleepless eye. All right, that's easily an ABC. Every single line is different. Now we get to the next section. Hear her voice, shake my window. Different. The sweet seducing sighs. So that sweet seducing sighs, last line, and the third line, the city wings a sleepless eye, are different. So we're gonna not go ABC, ABC. We're gonna go ABC, ABD. All right. And that is the pattern of this first full section here. Very simple, very concise, extremely simple lyrics. We're going to keep it pushing. Get me out. All right, back to that melody. Into the night. For walls won't hold me tonight. All right, we ABCing again. If this town I'm going to connect these. Is just an apple, then let me take a bite. All right, we're going to stop right there. Same thing. So this is the B side of verse 1. B section, second section, whatever you want to call it. We're going ABC again. Get me out into the nighttime. Same thing. For walls will hold me tonight. All right. If this town is just an apple. All right. AB again. Then let me take a bite. All right. I see you, Mike, over there with the bars. Well, really, Steve. Steve over there with the bars. All right. If this town is an apple, let me take a bite. Big Apple. All right. New York City. It's where I live. Shout out, New York City. All right. ABC, ABD once again. These 2 sections mirror each other. I'm totally not surprised. First pattern has been initiated. You are now used to this melody, used to this pattern. Now we're going to fly you into the chorus. Here we go. If they say why, y'all know this. Sing it with me. All right. If they say why, tell him that it's human nature. Why, does he do me that way? All right, here we go. If they say why, I should combine these lines. If they say why, but I'm gonna separate it because the why is so iconic. That melody is so iconic. So we want to separate that. Where we are D, so we're gonna E. If they say, right? All those if they says are gonna be all E's from now on. F here for the, all right. So this is gonna be the iconic part. Why? Tell them that it's human nature. All right. This is the pattern. If they say why, tell them that in human nature. That is the iconic melody right there. G, all right? And then why, we're back to F again. Does he do me that way? H, all right? So we're going E, F, G, F, H. E, F, G, F, H. So this is a different pattern than what we established on the verses, slightly different. A, B, C, A, B, D. Now we're in E, F, G, F, H. All right. E, F, G, F, H. Now we're going to do the exact same thing in the second section because I already know what this is going to be like. Same exact lyrics, same exact melodies. This is the patterns repeating itself. All right. Super simple, guys. It's doing the same things. Let's listen to this melody on the last one, see if it doesn't change. All right, we're off to the second verse now. Okay, so you guys see it already. The patterns are the same. Two sections in the chorus, just like two sections in the verse. Basically the same sections from the A part to the B part. A part of the verse, B part of the verse, A part of the chorus. Sorry, guys. A part of the chorus, B part of the chorus. Same exact things. We're mirroring the patterns in the A section and in the B section. Super duper simple. Let's continue. Electric eyes everywhere. Same patterns as verse 1. She likes the way I stare. All right. We're going to combine these two sections again just to keep it uniformed. And this is all A, B, C. We recognize these melodies. We're so used to it by now because they've done it twice already in the first verse. So we're used to it. All right. Playing with our pattern recognition, subconscious pattern recognition. This is what the writers and the singers are playing with. A, B, D. Okay. Same pattern as the first verse. Scroll up. First verse. A, B, C, A, B, D. Now, if you notice, the second verse is much shorter than the first verse. The first verse is 2 stanzas, 8 part A side. This is the A side of first part of the first verse, second part of the first verse. Verse 2 is just 1 part. And that happens a lot in pop records. It's not a new phenomenon. It's not something that is just in modern music. This has actually been happening in pop records for many, many years. All right. Second verse, super, super short. And the reason for that is that we want to get you back to the hook, because the hook, the chorus, is the thing that everybody sings. So we want to get you back there faster so you can keep singing it, because we want that pattern to start boring its hole in your brain. And this is why we love this song so much, because the melodies are so iconic. Let's keep it pushing. All right, let's move this down. All right, slight change on this second chorus, but what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste, guys. It's the same thing. So I'm going to copy the first half because it's exactly the same. All right. First chorus is exactly the same as the second chorus. So we're going to make those letters the same. Same thing down here. Basically the same thing. So I'm going to copy and paste. But here's the kicker. They go into, does he do me that way? I like living this way. I like loving this way. What do you think those are, guys? Come on. Do I have to tell you? You know. They're all the same. They're all the same patterns, all the same melodies. H's again. So he goes into H, H, H at the end of the second chorus. Okay. So this is where we at. Second chorus, same patterns as the first chorus, right? But now we're giving you 2 H's at the end to launch you into the vamp. Let's keep it pushing. All right. Before we get into verse 3, that is another iconic melody. We're going to call this a vamp because it's almost like another sort of like melodic structure in between the chorus and the third verse. And it's structured there on purpose because it gave you the H's. I like living this way. I like loving this way. And then it goes in almost like a very expressive part of the song to kind of launch you into a new realm. We're moving to somewhere new. We don't want to keep it boring. We don't, even though these melodies are super iconic, I think this part is super important to the song because we want to throw in certain levels of surprise. And it's something I talk about on every video. Every hit record has this. It surprises you. It never keeps the melodies too basic. It never keeps the pattern structures too basic. It always shifts and puts things into places to surprise you, to pique your interest, and to get you to the point where you're like, I can't get too used to it. All right. You don't want to get too bored. You want to be surprised. And we like surprise. When we watch a great movie, we're looking for the surprises. We're looking for like the areas of intrigue. And this is what he does with this section. It seems very unassuming, but it is super important to the structure of the song and to the experience of the listener as they listen from top to bottom. All right. So here we are in the vamp. We're going to call this I. He's actually doing ad libs. So I'm going to call both of these I's because the bass melodic structure is the same. Anybody singing karaoke in this song, if you sang the exact same thing twice, nobody's blinking an eye. It's basically the same melody. Same thing. Michael sings it a little different to kind of give it a little bit of flavor, but it's the same thing. Let us keep it pushing to verse 3. We see it already. We see it. All right, guys, same thing again in verse 3. Super short verse. There's only one part to it. Same patterns as verse 1 and 2 and 3. Looking out. Same thing. Different words, same melodies, guys. Same melodies. And this is what we're doing. Cadence, the lyrics, and the melodies. 2 out of 3 of those got to be the same in order for the lines to be classified as the same. So just like the first verse, we're going A, B, C, A, B, D. Once again, this is not rocket science, guys. This is all on purpose. This is all done to be infectious to everybody. A child can sing this song. Even if they didn't know the words, the child will sing the melodies and still love this song. That's a win in the music industry. It is still a win, even if you don't know the words. All you lyric guys out there, because, you know, I appreciate my lyric people that are super, super, super solid on lyrics. Lyrics are extremely important, but understand, if I don't know English, how do I know what the words are saying? Music is only universal because of the melody. The melodies are universal to the human experience. Melodies transcend language. Melodies transcend religion. Melodies transcend borders. Lyrics have some borders. Don't get me wrong. There's songs from other countries that I love, but I never would know the words for because I didn't take time to learn the language. And most people won't. Most people will just know the song. And from the melodies, you'll notice sometimes from the melodies, people will learn the lyrics even if they don't know your language. This is how powerful melodies are. And this is why songwriters know to place melodies in certain patterns allows for universality. Because when you place these melodies in certain patterns, it allows for your song to cross borders, cross religions, cross races, cross all kinds of lines that box your song in. This is why these patterns are so important. And understanding these patterns help you take your song from average to incredible. All right, let's keep it moving. I always go on these little tangents, but we're in verse 3 and we're doing the same pattern. Let's move on to chorus 3. All right, we'll stop there. Same thing going on in the third chorus. Exact same chorus, exact same lyrics, exact same pattern. But as we progress to not keep it basic and not keep it too boring, they add in some ad libs. If they say why, tell them that. So, ooh, tell them why does he do me that way? Same patterns, but we're going to ignore the ad libs because the ad libs are just there to add flavor. That's all they're there for. They're there to add flavor, and that's it. But the bass melodic structure is the same. Ooh, tell them. That part is still the same. Is still an ad lib. It's not technically the same as tell him that it's human nature. It's there to add intrigue and surprise. So what we're going to do, since the structure is so different at that part, we're going to call that something different. All right. What letter are we up to? We're up to I, so we're going J. We're going to go J at ooh, tell him. And back to F on the Y. Does he do me that way? Is that a S, a H? Okay. So these lines here, ooh, tell them, and back up to the vamp. Oh, wow, oh, wow. These are all, and then I like living this way. I like loving this. These are all lines there to break up the monotony. Even though these patterns are incredible, these patterns are dope and they're easy to digest. Sometimes what you need to do is break up the monotony of it because it's not necessarily monotonous. It's an incredible song with incredible melodies, but you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again too long. Your song has to have some sort of level of surprise throughout the song in very specific places to break up the boredom. Okay? People get bored real fast, and we know this in 2025 more than ever. But this is back in 1982. They were doing that back then. And we still need to do it now. All right, let's keep it moving. Cha 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 cha. All right, we'll stop there. Another ad lib, another melodic sort of surprise line that we add here. If they say why, cha 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 cha, it's still the same as tell him that it's human nature. Same exact melody, even though he's doing cha 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 sha 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 sha. Anybody in any country in any language could get that, can understand that. We're going with the same patterns for this section, E, F, G, F, H. All right, here we go. E, F, G, F, H for this section. If they say why, all right, cha 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 cha. All right. All right, we had the G for the cha 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 line, and then why again is the F. And does he do me that way? All right. And we're at the H with that line. Okay, moving on. You guys gonna get the picture. We're basically doing the same thing all the way out now. Same patterns. I don't have to sing it for you. If they say why, same thing. E, ooh, tell them. Now we're back to the J now. So okay, ooh, tell them. So now, if you notice, in every single every time he sings the chorus, since he's singing this chorus multiple times over and over again, he's not doing it the same way twice. It's the same patterns, very similar patterns. He throw a J in the middle to break up the monotony. This is a song all about simplicity, but not being too simple. Okay. All right. F, why does he do me that way? H. Okay. So we're in that pattern. So this is what we're doing so far. Reviewing E, F, G, F, H. Next section, E, F, J, F, H. Next section, E, F, G, F, H. Next section, E, F, J, F, H. That is not on, that is not, guys, that is not an accident. I hit the mic. That is not an accident. Okay. Every pattern sort of goes one pattern, next pattern, one pattern, next pattern. So if I zoom out a little bit, the sections, I can label those sections as letters as well and go A, B, A, B. The chorus itself is doing an A, B, A, B pattern. Okay. So this is what's happening. Let's keep it pushing. We're back to the same, ooh, tell him again. Now, here we go. He's breaking up the monotony once again. He's giving you the A, B pattern with the chorus. All right. With E, F. Now with the ooh, tell him once again. I'm going to check the melody on that to make sure I am doing this right. If it's still a J, but it's the same lyrics, same cadence. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a J, but let me just check it out in a second right here. All right. Okay, I was right. He basically is doing the same thing. Ooh, tell him, same thing once again. Now he's gonna move into the, instead of cha 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 in the next section here, he's going da 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 da. It's, listen, he's almost comical with the way he is singing this song. It's done in a way that a child can sing this. All right, and that's on purpose, guys. It's not just playing around. He's literally doing it so that a child could literally understand it. And this is why this song is a hit record. It makes it super easy to sell. It's not a hard sell. You walk away from this song hearing this once and you're singing the melodies immediately. And that's not by mistake. Okay. Does he do me that way? I like living this way. We're doing H's again. And then we off with the vamp. Oh, why? Where we are with the OY. What letter did I give the OYs? OYs. Here we go. Oh, why? We're doing eyes for the eyes. Eyes for the OYs. There we go. Eyes for the OYs. And we're out. We're out. This is a simple song, guys. We're eyes all the way out. All right, guys, there we have it. I went through all of the lines, all of the different letters. I color-coded them here for you, just so that our eyes could kind of like easily see the differences between the different lines. But you can already see the chorus has a certain structure to it. A side of the structure, B side of the structure. Moving on. Verses, same things. Verse, I skipped the first verse. The first verse, same thing. You can see how like pleasing that is to the eye. Again, whether it's a visual pattern, a sonic pattern, a pattern that you feel, any pattern that you experience, taste, taste, smell, touch, sight, anything, five senses, you will recognize them. We are pattern recognizing creatures. It's how we've evolved. And music makers and songwriters that write hit records understand that. That's why they keep the patterns simple and they keep patterns recognizable, and they switch it up and take you on a ride, and sometimes throw in an I, sometimes throw in a J to throw you off, right? But the patterns are the same, even if the words are changing. So guys, this is what it looks like here. Simple. The iconic song, Human Nature, the iconic song for the ages. Human Nature has a very simple structure, very simple pattern. And I love it, man. The main thing I love about this song is the chords. The chord structure of this song is absolutely incredible. And it invokes this kind of like, contemplative, playful, sort of emotional roller coaster that it puts you on, man. I love this song, and it's been sampled many a times. SWV, Chris Brown, all kinds of different artists have sampled this record. It's such a great song, man, and I'm just so happy to break this down for you guys. If you like this, man, just drop a like. Leave me a comment in the comment section if you like the breakdown. If you want to see me do other songs, post that as well in the comment section. Share this video and subscribe to the channel, man, if you want to hear more songs broken down in this way. And guys, I forgot to do this in the beginning, but I'm a vocal producer. I'm a music producer. I'm an artist development coach. It's what I do. It's who I am. And if you guys want me to bring that to your project and to your song and break down your songs using SongMath, hit me up. All right. Link in the description. There's a way to book a call with me. You can go ahead and do that if you like. And until the next song, talk to you soon. Peace.